Hey, everybody, welcome back.
I was like, I'm not going to talk first. You talk first.
We're flipped around.
We did, yeah.
How do you feel?
I feel unnerved, but I'm going to be brave. I'm going to push through it, I think, for this one.
Is this freaking you out? This side of my face freaking you out?
No, I think
the strong side of my face. You've been dealing with the softer side of me, and now
so you're giving the soft side to the audience now.
They're getting the soft side of me today. I might cry on this podcast. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. TikTok was gone, and now it's back, and I don't know how to feel.
TikTok returns.
Thanks to Trump.
Yeah. Well,
according to TikTok, that's how.
You better thank him. That's all.
I thought that was really funny, actually.
Yeah. Well, it's like, it's very silly because it's like, oh, Biden did this on his last day? That's what a crazy last day move. That's like the fuck you, you're cool, taking TikTok, I'm out.
Yeah, but he announced it ahead of time, though. So it was more of like, I'm going to do this.
Right.
And then I heard in the interim there, they also said something about how it technically went into effect yesterday, I think. And the Biden administration was like, we're not going to collect on any of these fees. That, like, I guess they were supposed to charge anyone who carries the app, so your Google Play Store, your Apple Store, $5,000 per user. So Apple was going to have to pay for that. And then the Biden administration.
Like,
although, yeah, the Biden administration was like, we're going to leave that for Trump. We're not going to actually pay for any of it.
Wow.
So it is very much, this is like it's very catty.
Yeah, I love that.
It's a fun little.
I like a cattiness to
between
my presidents.
Two old white dudes.
Yeah.
That's really funny because, you know, in hushed tones, they're like,
yeah.
He thinks he's going to do this. Leave me with it. All right.
Dude, what do you think that, not to put you on the spot on the soft side of your face to the audience, but I apologize for that, but just top of my head, what do you think Obama is saying to Trump at Jimmy Carter's funeral?
Oh.
Do you have any conspiracies on that?
Motherfucker, you did it again.
It felt very like, I think it's kind of like shown by like lip reading that they were talking about golf, but there's like, I don't know if you saw this. This came up in my YouTube shorts, which didn't have to come back. They've always been here. They've always been around. YouTube shorts held me down. But they did like this generated thing of like them talking. And I guess, I'm not really online, but I guess President Trump like tweeted it, which is kind of like, oh yeah, this is what we said. But it was mostly like trashing Kamala. That's
really funny, actually.
Yeah, it was like.
I haven't seen that. I would imagine, I know they both like golf a lot.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. Like, I think this is one of the few times in history where it's been so obvious that this dichotomy of like Democrats, Republicans only exists for like the peasants. It's just so we can keep fighting with each other while they just slowly consolidate power and make sure that like no matter who's in office, they can all make money. So I wouldn't be surprised if they all get along. It's literally like the WWE.
Yeah.
Like they're going to be like, oh, well, you got a blue tie, I got a red tie, so I don't like you.
Right.
In front of everybody. And then later it's like, hey, you want to come over, you know, sacrifice a baby?
Yeah, well, that's not cool. I was with it until that part, but.
Yeah, I mean, how else are you going to make sure that the world keeps running, you know?
I didn't know it was
if
on
they
Baby
had
Blood.
a better way, they would use it, Caitlin. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
They've been doing this forever.
I didn't know.
Not to get excited, but people don't understand, okay? That's just how the world has to work. This is why everyone hates the Jews. They were like, we should probably stop sacrificing people. And they're like, heretics.
That's a word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what it means?
Can
you guess?
No, I don't.
Can you guess?
No.
Just
heretics?
people who don't believe your religious.
I'm going to say it's spelled H-E-I-R, hair, not the kind on your head.
No, I think it's H-E-R.
Then I'm out. I have no idea. I was going to go spelling bee, like give me the definite, you know.
I just realized now it's got the same suffix as lunatic. So I guess tick might be a person who, like lunatic is someone who's lost their mind.
Right.
Heretic is somebody who is saying things that are like blasphemous to your religion.
Oh.
So if you're like a Buddhist, that's like being a heretic. If you were like talking about Buddhism in like a church.
Oh.
Christian church, they'd be like, that's a heretic.
There's so much stuff I don't know is not cool to do in religion. It's like that what you just said.
Oh yeah.
I was like you can't talk about Buddha at church.
Hell no.
But just
well,
casually?
If you were saying that he was right and Jesus was wrong, that would be heretical.
Sure.
if you were like, I believe in Buddha, but you guys do your own thing.
Sure.
That's not. Yeah, that's
fine.
I think that's it. It's like it's a tech.
That's
technical.
That's fine. A tick.
Yeah.
Silly.
What's weird though, I mean, at the same time, not to get too deep into religion this fast, like Muslims, Jews, and Christians technically have the same God. They just follow different books about that God.
Right.
So I don't think they can be heretics to each other, except maybe the whole Jesus thing.
Yeah.
Because the Jews don't think he's the Messiah, and the Christians say he is. So maybe that would be heretical to say that. It's like Jesus.
You heard it here first.
You heard it, dude. Breaking new ground.
I'm glad that you guys
opening new seas over here.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Shout out to Noah.
Ooh.
OG Noah.
Not you, I guess. I don't know any of the stories.
Oh wait,
so
Moses parted the seas.
I was like,
My bad.
Does he have
Noah
the
just
animals?
made the ark.
Yeah,
Noah
he
made
has
the
animals.
ark.
We take it back, Noah. Give it back our props.
Yeah, that's right. Because you don't really have any religion. You didn't grow up with any religion.
Yeah, no. So I get to learn like a lot of stuff when we talk because I'm just like that. And it's very interesting. But it's like, that's the thing is like, I don't know any of the stories at all. So it's like, sometimes I'll catch like hearing the stories. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then I'm like, oh, that's kind of like, you know.
Did I tell you guys the story of how my brother almost like flunked catechism because he didn't remember the Bible stories like he thought he did?
Catechism. Is that about Catholic?
Yeah. So catechism is, it's like Catholic preschool. Elementary school, like
you guys are Catholic.
We grew up Catholic.
You guys grew up Catholic.
We grew up Catholic. And you have to go to catechism, and once you get passed through catechism, you get confirmed as a Catholic, and that's like when you're like finally in and done. You're kind of like pre-Catholic up to that point.
Cool.
But during catechism, you'll get tested on all the different Bible stories. And my mom worked really hard to make sure my brother was like ready for his little catechism test.
I'm sorry, just to paint the picture. How old are you? Or how old is your
My
brother?
brother's like 6, 7.
6, okay.
He's little.
So he's 6.
He's real tiny.
And your mom's like, stories go.
Yeah. This is what happened with Noah. This is what happened with Moses. This is what happened. And my brother's not really listening, but mad confidence walks into this thing. And it's fun to hear my mom tell it because she took it so personally because she's like, I tutored you, you little bastard. Like, but there's a story about how Jesus feeds 500 people with 1 loaf of bread and 1 fish because he's able to multiply the fish. It's one of the miracles.
Okay.
But they asked my brother, how does it happen? Like, how did he feed 500 people? My brother straight face goes like, well, what Jesus did was he cut it into really tiny pieces and everybody had a little piece to eat.
I love that.
And, dude, and like my mom is like, you fucking like, because of course later he like, as they're driving away in the car, he's like fucking crushed it, dude.
Yeah.
And my mom's like, no, that was wrong. Like,
so she's there for this.
Oh, she's there. She's in the room.
So she's just
No, she's just sitting there, and she said that the catechism lady is like looking at her, like, "What the fuck did you?" And she's like,
"That's not what I said.
That's not what I said. That's not what I taught him at all." Yeah, so he got his video games taken away, which obviously my brother was addicted growing up.
Right.
My brother was so good at Halo 2. Like, I really think my brother at the time, because like they were playing online, that was ranked. I think my brother was like top 100 best players of Halo 2 when he was like 12, 13 years old.
Wow, shout out.
And he was mean to people online. Wow. It was hilarious. Like my brother, it took him a while to hit his growth spurt. So he was always one of the smaller kids growing up. And he had like a little speech impediment. But I think right after he hit puberty, his voice got really deep, but he didn't get any bigger yet. So he had this deep voice and this like smaller body. Yeah. And friends of mine were playing with him online. And I guess he was just trash talking them, being hella mean to them because they weren't playing well. And so they come to me at school like the next day and they're like, dude, your older brother's hella fucking mean. And I'm like, I don't have an older brother. Like, what are you talking about? And of course, that's like right when I'm picking up my little brother. And he walks up and they're like, yo, this is the kid we were playing with the other day? And he's like, sup, losers? Like, you guys still trash? I was like, it's hella funny. But yeah, I never got like that good at those online games. I wasn't bad. Yeah. But like and we were talking about this on the way to Winter's Tavern. Like I was saying, when he gets into video games, he like goes full bore into them. But yeah, no, it's just my brother was very funny growing up. Yeah. Very, very.
Not as funny now, unfortunately.
Very serious. He grew up. He just straight grew up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, he's just such an adult. Like.
Good for him.
Yeah. I think I'm like definitely on my track to be like the uncle at the functions.
Hell yeah.
Like that's where I'm going. I'm gonna show up in like a Hawaiian t-shirt and like I'm just waiting for the opportunity to talk about conspiracy theories at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That's what I'm there for.
That's polite to wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got to make sure it hits like just right.
You just got to put on some weight. You'll be like fluffy.
That's what, we're trying to take care of the weight thing, but I think I feel like it's going to get the better of me. I just have a feeling I'm going to consistently get heavier as I get older. I just hope I get as funny. And then maybe one day, like when Tim Dillon finally dies.
Funny by the pound. I hadn't considered.
Maybe.
I hadn't considered.
Wow, that's funny because if you're going to be the funniest dude pound for pound, it's easier if you stay thin. I didn't think about that.
So you guys both into the spectrum over here.
Oh, balls.
Yeah. I'll be heavy. I'll hold it known for the heavyweight ladies.
Relax. I know you just lost a bunch of weight. Like,
not just, but like, no, because Noah taught me about it before, where it was like the heavyweight ladies are what, 145? But that's UFC.
Oh,
I
is
have
that
no
what you
idea
meant?
how funny. Yeah.
Yeah, so the
Okay.
heaviest weight class is 145 for women's.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if that translates to this
right now,
funny
I'm
by the
clocking in
pound.
at light heavyweight, 210.
Straw weight.
Yeah.
Let me do the ones I know. That's it. Got them all. Heavyweight, straw weight, welterweight.
There you go.
Hang on. Is there more? How many? There's like a lot more.
There's a few more.
There's one like basically every 10 pounds almost.
Kind of. It's
Until-
like 10,
Until you get to the
15.
heavyweights, then there's like a bigger range. But like,
Yeah.
it's like 135, 145.
Oh, lightweight. Is that one?
Lightweight.
Sick.
Yeah.
That's going to be all I got. But welter's pretty impressive, I think.
You got
for me.
featherweight, bantamweight.
Featherweight. Say it again.
Bantamweight,
What is that word?
135.
Bantam?
Bantam.
Bantam. Like a phantom?
Yeah, but with a B. Like if you're
that a word?
like if you're Hispanic and you're saying phantom.
What is it? What is it?
It was
the
a
word?
bantam. The bantam of the opera.
What does that word mean?
I don't know what that means actually.
No,
Can you
could
look
you
that
look
up
it up,
now? What
please?
bantam means?
Thank you.
I know when
Because I know
people
what a feather is.
the other time I've heard the word bantam is like when people are riding bantam in a
Mm-hmm.
motorcycle, that little cart.
Yeah.
I think that's called bantam. I have no idea what that means.
Yeah. Whoop bantam
We love new
style.
words.
Yeah, no, I'm big on like, what is that word? I love that. That's my favorite.
A chicken of a small breed.
Oh,
That's kind of crazy.
Oh,
Okay.
the male of which is noted for its aggression.
Okay, that's less crazy.
Yeah.
They won me back.
so
with
literally
like,
the
it's an
small
aggressive.
chicken weight class.
Yes.
The
But
small
aggressive-
mean chicken weight class.
Yes, that's important.
It's important.
How does it go? Is that the small one or is that straw?
It goes,
Straw
for
fly.
men, it goes flyweight,
Oh.
bantamweight.
Okay.
Strawweight's below flyweight, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure. I would imagine it's straw, fly, bantam, light.
Featherweight,
Oh, feather is below,
145.
and then lightweight's 55,
Yeah,
and then welter 150, 160,
155.
and then it goes into
Middleweight,
light heavyweight, and then heavyweight.
yes.
Dang,
Yep.
it's off the top the dome, dude.
Mhm.
Don't even really watch fighting anymore.
No.
No, I only watched it. I'm like such a bandwagoner person.
Yeah.
It has to be fun.
Mhm.
Like I started watching it when Conor McGregor was in there.
Mhm.
And then once he started getting wackadoodle, I was like,
Isn't he? Is he like trying to come back but be skinny now or no?
no, I think he's just doing cocaine, partying, cheating on his wife. I think that's his era.
I think
right
she knows
now.
about it though. So it's
Yeah.
like the one of the cheatings that people are cool with. I think. Right, Noah? You know.
Kind of.
Sure.
Like, people
I'll
haven't,
take kind of. I'm
He-
not a prude.
you know, he got sued for a lot of bad shit and people still haven't canceled him. He's playing soccer. He's living
Yeah.
a good life right now.
He's playing soccer.
Yeah, he got into soccer recently. I saw he posted that.
Dude, how funny would it be? He just starts beating the shit out of people in soccer.
Yeah.
He just can't help himself. He's like, this one fucking fell. Trying to give me a fucking cord, eh?
Oh man. Then they have all the little papers.
That
in
is,
his
he is
face.
really good at kicking though, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Dude, how funny would it be if he became like a kicker for like an NFL team for a season?
Oh man, he should, dude. Whoever goes to the Super Bowl, one game.
He just does the opening kickoff.
Yeah, yeah.
And instead of tackling people, he just runs up there and Superman punches the person.
Dang.
God, so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna happen to sports at some point. It's gonna have to.
That
'Cause
they
it-
all like mesh.
Well, that it just becomes they start like just like boxing is more about the celebrities and like the spectacle of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the viewership is down for all sports.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not as entertaining as everything else is. There's just so much more stuff you can compete with now, like the internet. I'm sure it wouldn't be surprising if wait, take that back. I'm pretty sure the Warriors I want to say they casted. That's not the right word. They drafted somebody who was like a professional in a different sport, but was actually pretty good at basketball, and he's just like a bench player of some kind.
That's fun.
Yeah, I saw it on one of the TikTok stories. So I think there's going to be more of that, though. I think for the spectacle, like, again, like the Raiders need more money. They're going to be like, Conor McGregor signs to the Raiders on a 2-year deal as their kicker. Like, and
Backup
it's like,
kicker.
that'd be sick. Like, and he's just like, I love the Raiders. I love Vegas.
I was going to say, he's like, I love Vegas.
Yeah.
Yep. I think so. I think you would.
Always dreamt of being on this fucking team.
Wow.
Just start lying, just like making shit up.
Good for him.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I would love that. Who would be a celebrity you'd want to see in like on an NFL team?
On an NFL team?
Yeah, okay, or a different sport. I don't know.
Maybe the guy who's causing a lot of drama with Blake Lively. What's his name? Justin Baldoni.
Yeah.
Are you familiar about this? Have you heard about this?
I am. Did we talk about this in the last episode?
I don't feel like it.
I was talking to my mom and my sister-in-law about this.
I feel nice that like you think in the same league, right? You're like, I had a conversation with a lady. Was it Caitlin or was it my mom?
No. I know I definitely had that conversation. I don't know if I told you about that conversation. I thought I did last time you were on the show. Well, I know. So I knew about all the drama that was going on with Blake Lively and him during the whole press release thing.
Yes.
And then I guess now there's all these lawsuits about misconduct after.
Yes.
And my sister-in-law was talking about it at the last Raider game we were all hanging out watching together. And as we are talking about it, what I thought I told you guys about was how my mom kind of like, she wants everything to be right. Like she's such a facts person that like, even though the spirit of the conversation, we don't have to be factually correct, like she will stop it and be like, well, that's not true. It's like, okay, well, we're not, that's whatever. She's like, no, but this is the right thing about that.
Yeah.
And it's just, it was funny to me because I was trying to get information out of my sister-in-law, my mom going, well, actually though, but that's not right though. And I'm like, I don't care about that part. Like, I'm just looking for this. And she's like, don't tell me not to talk. I was like,
yeah.
super fun.
Your mom could, I'm going to put on record, your mom could convince me of anything. I have no facts. And she's like, well, this is what's true. I bet that is what's true. I bet that's how that happened.
Very rarely is she wrong. It's not like she calls something out incorrectly.
Yeah.
It's more of like, I wish I had a better example of it, but my dad is someone who's not very good with details sometimes, but he's very good. Like if he's trying to teach you something or explain something to you, the like overarching thing, he's very good at helping you do that.
Getting the mechanics.
Yeah. But the middle part, you're going to have to go like, okay, what's the point of what he's talking about? And that's what's funny when they interact is because my mom can't move past that. If he makes a technical mistake, she's like, well, that's not true. And then it throws my dad off because he's like, he needs to like go through his kind of little, he needs to get that part wrong to get to the point. And my mom won't let him get to the point sometimes. She's like, too many mistakes, like red card, you're out.
Yeah.
So it can be very funny to watch them talk to each other.
I love that for them. And then they find each other.
You figure it out.
Yeah. And then you got facts and mechanics. Look at you.
Look at me.
I know.
I do think I get a lot of them wrong, though, in like little dumb ways.
Same with confidence.
I'll listen
it's the
back.
Same thing.
I do, but I listen back and I go, wait, I don't think that's actually 100% correct.
Damn.
Whatever. And again, I think the point of what I'm trying to make, like my dad, is correct.
Right.
It's like, whatever. Like, if I'm trying to make the point that TikTok going away would be good, I might bring up like, well, this thing is this, and this is why this. That may not be the most correct thing, but I would still go like, the point is still right. What?
Huh.
I'm not an encyclopedia.
And nor should you have to be.
No, that'd be so boring.
Yeah. What book would you like to be, Noah?
Not a dictionary.
For sure.
Because then people can call you a dick.
Right? I didn't even think about that part of it.
Yikes.
So you're going more thesaurus. You're a more thesaurus kind of guy, huh?
Yeah, you know, it sounds like a dinosaur, so it's cool.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Nice. Sick riff. I like that one.
Do you guys have a favorite dinosaur?
Favorite dinosaur? No.
I think I have one right now because I just saw a cute plushie of it the other day. Triceratops.
Cute.
dude, cutest.
Yeah.
When you make it plushy form, adorable. Probably terrifying in real life, which is also fun.
Right.
You want it to be both.
You want a little danger in your favorite anything, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you dangerous?
My favorite animal could be considered dangerous.
What's that?
I love walruses.
Whoa.
That's my favorite. And like, so they can be some mean fuckers, you know? So it's like they get the tests going.
Anything that's that big
yeah.
is just, it can accidentally be terrifying.
Yeah. So I was thinking about my favorite animal because I don't have a favorite dinosaur.
There was this short story I read by, the very manly dude who shot himself. Ernest Hemingway, had this dope short story about a rich dude who takes his wife on a hunting trip. But he's like he's like a rich dude, doesn't really hunt a lot. He's on one of those like make you feel like a man like trips.
Right.
And this is like back in the day, right? Because I believe he lived early 1900s. Point of the story is that the guide that they're with, she ends up becoming really attracted to the guide because he's like a rugged, actual like outdoorsman. And the more that they're out and hunting, she kind of realized that her husband's kind of a softer gentleman.
Aww.
And so she starts being attracted to the guide, and the guide ends up sleeping with her because he's like
on the trip.
Yeah, because he starts to disrespect the guy too. Like this poor guy ends up getting cucked.
Aww.
And he gets really, really mad. And I think what happens is, the reason why I bring this up is because when you talk about animals that big, this story does a good job of describing how scary it would be when one of those things is like charging at you. So I think on the first day they go hunting, he's trying to hunt a lion. He really wants to hunt a lion, really wants to get a picture of him with like the lion so he can go back and show his friends. But when a lion starts charging him and he's like going to shoot it, he freezes up. So the guide shoots the thing for him and like just, again, totally like cucks him. Because after that, she's like, that guy's hot. You're a little bitch.
Dang.
And that's when she sleeps with him. She sleeps with the guide that night. And no one says anything to each other, but everyone knows because like he's up and like the guide's like there in the morning, just like, how's it going? Like, how are you? And like everyone's like, yeah, your wife came to my tent. Like, gave her the business. What do you want? Like, without saying it, he's like, you want coffee? You want this? And it's just like all in hushed tones. And so the husband starts telling the wife, like, we're going to like get divorced after this. Like, I'm not doing this. And she's like, oh, don't be crazy. Like, you're all talk. You would never do it. Like at this point, she's just outright just disrespecting him in front of the guide who's acting like this ain't my business. Like, I got some pussy. Like, this is cool.
Right.
Like, we're just going to do a couple days and be out. But the husband's like, no, I'm serious. Like after this, like we're done. Like you're trash. And I guess she comes from a really poor family. He spends a couple pages being like, her marrying him was definitely for the money. It wasn't like she really ever liked him to begin with, but now she's like, ugh, like not attracted to you at all. And so he goes back to the guide and he's like, I want to go back out there and hunt again. And the guide's like, come on, like you shit the bed last time. You sure you want to? He's like, yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I want to do that. And of course, the lion starts trying to they get out there. The lion starts charging him again. And before he has a chance to shoot it, because the gun starts jamming, his wife shoots him in the back of the head.
Whoa.
It's badass. So she could get all of his money.
Right.
It's such a good short story. I wish I could remember what it was called. But it's like one of the few, because I don't really read stuff like that. I usually like to read nonfiction. I read Hemingway because it was, at the time, I was like, I want to be a person who's read Hemingway.
Obviously.
But this was the first one in a collection of short stories. And I'm like, I might check out the rest of these because this is fucking badass. I thought it was the best one by far.
Oh, wow.
Every other one was progressively more boring. And I was like, damn, they really knew how to like put this thing together.
Right.
Because that one, it's only like 9-10 pages, but
I mean, dang, that's a lot. They get into a lot in 9 and 10 pages.
Especially because they spent, again, like, I want to say like 2 pages just talking about how him saying that he was going to divorce her, like really freaking her out because of her like background. Yeah. And how she was like a gutter rat, or he's something to that effect. Like she was poor as shit. Yeah. And so she's like, ain't no way I'm about to lose my livelihood just because you can't shoot a lion. Yeah. I'm glad things aren't like that anymore.
I hope they're not.
I want to believe I could shoot a lion, but like, no, what's your face say?
Poor fucking guy.
Obviously poor guy. Yeah.
Dude, but who?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I hate her. I'm getting choked up.
Oh, fuck. I know, dude. Cold-hearted bitch, for real.
That's terrible. I thought you were gonna say he kills her at the end.
No, it's so awesome, and the way they do it too is like the narrator's like, he like sturdies himself. Like at this point, he didn't care if he was going to die or not. He was going to die trying to kill this lion just to feel like a man. And it goes, his head like peels open from the backwards. It's like very like gross. And then you realize, and there she was behind him with her own elephant rifle. Cause she shoots him with like the biggest gun ever.
Right.
It is dude, it's so good. It's so good. And I was like, whoa. I was like at a Starbucks. I literally was like,
Yeah.
oh my Lord.
You guys have no idea.
Yeah, I
what's
got
going
no
on.
idea, dude. One of the few nonfiction things I think I've ever read and been like, whoa. Which is, man, good shit. I wish all writing was like that.
Yeah.
I wish everything I read was that interesting. Which is also funny because I feel like people say his writing style wasn't necessarily like, I don't know, fancy, for lack of a better term. It's very plain. What's annoying about a lot of his stuff is most of his short stories are just people having very mundane conversations.
Yeah.
And you're like, why am I, what's the point of this story? Like, why am I reading this? But I guess it was just a lot of, he would travel around the world a lot. And I think it was a way, and I have to remember this sometimes, like, this was the only way some people even knew about how other people lived.
Right.
Because he wrote a lot about Spain because he lived in Spain for a while. So I guess if you have no concept of what a Spaniard is, like, then it's like, oh, this is what they like to run with the bulls. Yeah.
This is what they like to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the dumb shit they talk about. They too also have issues with their wives and their jobs and the tax collector.
Yeah. It's probably like a nice point about how like people are so similar is like within the mundane conversation.
I'd bet so. Yeah. Because there is this kind of idea of like, and I might be like projecting this onto it, but as I read all the stories, I kind of got the idea that like your life is as boring as you make it. Because a lot of people who are living boring lives talking about how boring their lives were. And then someone would do something really cool and they'd be like, well, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you can't have it both ways. You either got to go do cool shit and again, run the risk. Cause he also talks a lot about how those risk takers would die horrible deaths. Like this one dude who was too old to be a matador, like goes to take on this bull that everyone's like, dude, you're too old to don't do this. He's like, no, I have to do it. And gets like horribly impaled in front of everyone. And they're like, told you.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
Yeah.
But the narrator's kind of like, he's still more cool than you losers who like didn't do anything with your life. So
are you here for a long time or a fun time?
Right.
You got to pick.
I don't know. I think I want to be here for a good amount of time.
And have a good time in that amount.
I want to get right down, like right. If there's a middle, that's what I'm looking for.
Huh. That's very tracks because before you've described yourself as like, I'm always at like a 6.
Yeah.
So that tracks.
Yeah. And I'm like on the downswing of it. Cause I think when I was younger, I was more like good time, not long time.
Right.
And got away with a lot of stuff that maybe I shouldn't have. And now I'm like, why would we keep pushing our luck? We had a good.
You're just waiting for the shoe to drop. You're like, it's going to catch up.
I feel like it is in its little ways, you know? So like, I've been doing dry January. I've been the most sober I think I've been in a long time. And that goes with like all substances. And that wasn't even exactly like my goal with the dry January. It was just drinking. But I've come to realize that the drinking was the catalyst for everything else. So if I don't do that, I don't feel like I'm going to do all this other stuff. And so I had this thought, I want to say yesterday or the day before, that I was like, I've never been this like lucid for this long. There's always been some sort of like consciousness vacation that I've been on at least every like 9 to 10 days. So I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah.
This is just weird to just be like present. And I don't know. I don't dislike it, but it's also just, you know what's really weird? I almost choked in the kitchen eating something last night. And I always worry about this because I'm like, I'm by myself. Like one day I could really just die like that. And I've had many times here where like something has happened and I'm like, oh, if I don't figure this out, like it's a wrap. Like I'm done. And always in those moments when I have these near-death moments, dude, it gets psychedelic as hell.
Yeah.
And that's how I know I'm about to die. Because like I start like the walls start to shake and I'm like, oh man, like you did it. Like you really did it this time. And somehow I'm always able to like give myself the Heimlich or some shit like that.
I was gonna say,
like,
do you know how to give yourself the
I
Heimlich
do,
with a chair?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
'Cause I was like, you're a lifeguard. I know you have to know this.
No, I do, and I've had to. I've definitely had
Yeah.
to do that before. But like, yeah, like fucking leaning up against the thing, trying to like get it out
Yes.
while like my head's starting to roll back, and I'm like, bro, you better figure this out in like 3 more. It's a wrap. Spit it up, start laughing at myself, like, oh, it's crazy. I almost died.
And we're gonna keep going.
It just I'm like, we didn't. Guess we didn't. Yeah, no. Oh man, one time I think I ate. I love spicy food, but I don't think my stomach likes spicy food.
Yeah.
And there was a day that I just ate so much spicy shit that I think my whole stomach like got inflamed. Got up in the morning, getting ready to go to work, taking a dump. All of a sudden, I feel like I'm tripping really, really, really hard. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what is happening right now? Like, whoa. And I'm like holding myself against the damn toilet. And I'm buck naked because I start getting really sweaty. And I'm just I'm like, what the is happening right now? Asshole on fire.
Right.
Like, I'm like, and I'm just like, that's all it is. It's just spicy.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
My
And
body's going through a weird.
No, but I'm like, I swear to God, if I'm sitting there going, was there something in this food? Like,
Yeah.
why am I tripping like this? So I stand up and like I hold myself against the door frame. I grab the top of it and I'm like, there's no way this is real right now. Like I'm in some weird fucking dream.
Yeah.
I look at the mirror and I'm just like cold sweat. My skin is like white. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And so I grab my phone and it's like really blurry. And again, I know my pupils must be dilated because like when you take mushrooms, you look at your phone, it's like extra bright. I was seeing that. So I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like, what is going on with my body right now? And I literally try to type like, can spicy food like make you trip balls?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So I end up like turning on the sink and I splash the water in my face to like wake me up. And it eventually just passes. But I like grabbed my work phone and I called out of work that day. Like the only time I've ever called out. Yeah. Because like 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. And again, I'm sitting there like as it's like coming on, I'm like holding myself to it. I'm like, there's no one who can help me right now. Like I don't know what's happening.
How am I gonna go to work like this?
I'm just
There's no way.
Well, I'm just like, if I die, is someone gonna find me? Am I gonna die like Elvis?
Yeah.
Are they gonna find me just like naked as fuck on the toilet? Like, damn it. This is not what I wanted to happen. Yeah, gnarly. And I couldn't tell you what happened.
I was like, so we're not gonna get to the bottom of it.
I didn't go to the doctor or anything. I just moved on. I know.
That's crazy.
That's the only thing I can assume is just like I overloaded my body with spicy food.
So you just took it ease ever since. You were like, no
I
more.
went back to bed and I woke up like 4 hours later feeling like significantly better. And at that point, I'm like, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Go to the doctor and be like, I had this.
Yeah.
Like, what are they going to be able to do for me? But yeah, no. And my poor butthole like was spicy or like was like hot.
You gotta lay down.
That was hot for like days after. I was like, yo, I gotta knock this off.
That's so weird.
It was so I shit you not, Caitlin, pun intended.
Of course.
I was like laughing and I was terrified at the same time because I'm like, I didn't know this could happen.
Yeah. Well, I'm scared.
I didn't know you could eat that much salsa and go on an adventure in your brain. Yeah. I don't know what happened, but ever since then I've had to be really mindful of like spicy food.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, dude, I love it, but it doesn't always love me.
Right.
So gnarly. I knew exactly what salsa it was too from like Trader Joe's. Damn. Good salsa.
Well,
so yummy. But now I'm like, gotta be careful.
With a review like that. It's like, hey, you want to risk it?
You want to risk your biscuits?
Really good salsa. That's crazy.
So crazy. Have you ever had anything like that from food?
There's definitely
choked?
not. Definitely no. Have I choked? No, not in like I don't think so. Not in like a serious way. No, I did try a new food. I was excited to tell you about.
Oh, that's right. You eat pretty restrictive stuff. What'd you have?
Yeah. I had a kiwi.
How was that? I don't know if I've ever had a kiwi.
I like it. It's really good. And so like my kid, I get the like at Safeway, I get like the pre-cut fruit. I'm lazy. So that was like, oh, this one had like 4 like slices of kiwi. I was like, that's perfect because I did want to try this fruit. I was thinking about trying that fruit. And then I was like, perfect, I'll grab that one. And then so I ate it. And then I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. And then our kid is like, he's like, oh, what is it? And I was like, damn, that's all I had to do. Like, I definitely wasn't doing it in like, I want to share this kind of way. I was like, okay, so next time I'll be like, oh my God, this is so good. Whatever I want him to try. And then so he holds it up, and you've seen a kiwi.
I have.
So it's like
Kind of fuzzy.
well, no, so I had the pre-cut one, so I don't even know how to go about cutting such a thing.
Yeah.
But it was like, so it's like green, and then it has like these little black, I assume, seeds in it.
Yeah.
And so he's like holding it up, and he's like, what part of this is safe to eat? And I was like, dude, it's a new food to me too. I ate the whole thing. I'm feeling okay. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's okay to do. And then so then he did it. He's like, oh my God, it's just so good. I was like, I know, dude, we gotta go get some more kiwis. But yeah, so I tried that food. No choking, no weird butthole stuff, but like
I would
really
hope
good.
not.
Yeah, pro kiwi.
That'd be such a bummer.
Yeah. No. So that was good.
Nice. Yeah. There's so many different fruits that are like available in the world than like we get here in the US.
Yeah.
And that's because like Ronnie has showed me like dragon fruits, passion fruits, like some shit that like I look at and I'm like, that's a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel like a dumbass because you're like, come on, kindergarten I learned banana, apple, orange. What? There's other shit out there, and you're like, there's so many other things.
Right.
Things I don't even know the names of.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm doing a fucking Theo Von bit without that
Yeah.
accent. But like, seriously, I was like, she'll bring something to me, and I'm like, what is that? Like, you get that from Mars?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, this is a blah 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 fruit, and I'll try it. I'll be honest. I think my like flavor palette for fruit is always anchored to the ones I know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, this tastes like a banana, or this tastes like an apple.
Of course.
So when you get one of those and it's just out of nowhere, you're like, what is, like, I can't even describe what this is.
Yeah. Kiwi tastes like a sour gusher. The one that I had.
Oh.
It was so good.
Cool.
And that's how I did. He's like, what? I was like, it tastes like a sour gusher. He's like, say less. Which part is good to eat? And I was like, I think all of it, but I don't know. It's new to me too.
Yeah.
So that's fun. I like, I get to experience stuff with my kid for the first time for both
I don't
of
know
us.
if you're noticing this right now, and I just want to call it out. My
What?
left eye keeps twitching.
Is it?
So I don't know if you think I'm winking at you. I just
No.
can't get it to
But
stay
now,
open.
Yeah. I was like, oh, cool. We're doing cool winks.
No, I'm noticing it that it's just,
I hate that.
it'll start to like flutter.
You get a little caffeine going. It's dry.
I don't know if that's what it is.
It's dry January, so
Jared, you wear?
you're Jared and it's January. And that's how I came up with it. But no, because you're also doing like soda.
Yeah, I'm not having any soda either.
I drink so much soda.
Yeah, that part has been probably harder than the alcohol.
How interesting.
Yeah, I think just because I
having
would.
it for caffeine.
Yeah, but I was having caffeine all the time. So
Caffeine's the best.
that's really where it was. It was just anytime I've been feeling down, and maybe that's why it's been so hard because that's how I feel normal.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm definitely like addicted to it.
Yeah.
So it's just having to go through those like little mini dips of like, I have to either go find tea,
Yeah.
which again is going to keep me up way longer than I want to be. So I have to like play the game of like, do I just want to suffer and then go to bed early?
Sure.
But yeah, no alcohol. I mean, that was the bummer at Winter's Tavern. My brother wanted to drink with me a little bit, and I was like, this is exactly why I hate being the person. I don't do that.
Yeah.
But he was very good about it.
Yeah.
He and I are kind of going through the same thing too, because we both talked about a lot of his friends are like heavier drinkers than he is.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, I love my friends, but I'm trying to manage like doing what I want to do for myself and also being in the group because he doesn't want to not be in the group.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dude, it's tough.
And he's only a few years younger than you.
Right.
Right. So it's
It's like
yeah,
4
an
years.
old man. You got like leverage if I'm going to get up tomorrow.
Yeah.
What does that look like? Am I being my best self?
Yeah.
I am not currently because we're filming on a Sunday. And so on Saturday then, Max and I decided to get brunch. So I'm not my best self today.
Are you a little hung today?
A little bit. Yeah.
Oh, well, you're hiding it very well. I didn't notice.
I try. Yeah. I try to hide stuff like the best of them. But yeah, so we went to brunch. Man, and there's like this new brunch spot that opened up close to us. And it's our second time we've been there, and I don't want to just complain. I don't want that to be my new thing on the podcast, just be like complaints. But I have a 2-time rule. So,
You got to just do it like Tim Dillon, make it funny.
okay, hold on, let me try. let me try to be funny now. No, but I have
These concept, blah, blah, blah.
yeah, and I like it.
Yeah. And I like that.
I
and
love
I like that.
I'm so like, cause getting into his, like when I love getting into stuff, cause I am very much like fixated on it.
Yeah.
So I'm all Tim Dillon right now. So anywho, I have a 2-time rule, which is like, I believe anybody can goof up. So I give everything a second chance. So it's like, if I go to a restaurant and I'm like, I don't really like it, I want to try it again though and see if I like it again. Because, I mean, we all know how I feel about brunch, and I have the same thing. I have the burger patty, and I have the eggs and the hash browns and the sourdough toast. That's how I have brunch. That's how I have brunch. And so, anywho,
Rules.
the first time, it's like the first time everything was great. And then, like, my burger was, like, way overcooked, which I'm a medium rare, on the rare side of things kind of girl. And so it's like, I'm like, that's tough. And then everybody always is like, well, did you send it back? And I'm like, no, because I was hungry. And then I ate it anyway. And you can't complain about it after you eat it. I think that's a good rule. So anyway, I was like, let's go again. I think maybe because it was so loud, because it was so busy, I was like, maybe he thought I said medium well. I clearly did not, because I love myself. I ordered something medium rare. And then so I was like, that's what happened. We go yesterday? No, that's not what happened. That's how they do it. And first of all, they like crushed the burger patty. Like so, and I'm like, I don't know why we're having this temperature issue. So then I was like, I'm gonna be a big girl. They crush it. It should like cook pretty evenly. Like they smash it. It's fine. And then so I was like, I'm gonna be a big girl. I'm gonna say, you know what? I actually don't really like this. Sorry, sir. And then so I did that. So then he came. He was like, how is it? I said this. I was like, first of all, it was like huge. It was like flat. I thought maybe they gave me a steak instead, which also, if you give me steak, I'm also going to ask for that medium rare. And so it was just like cooked to shit again. And I was like, I was like, you know, is there a way to get a medium rare one? And then he's like, okay, hang on. I'll have him do it then. And then time passes. And then I'm eating everything else. And then it's like, I'm a big temperature in me is hard. I have a tough time with temperatures, and I have a tough time with textures of foods. Then I'm like all out. So then all my food, the rest of my food is cold. So I'm like, I'm not really going to eat this. Then he brings the other hamburger patty out, and it's raw, and it's like fully raw inside. And then so I was like, okay. And then Max is looking at me. I'm like, I'm not going to ask for a third one. We're just going to leave. And I was, so anyway, so then he came back, and I don't complain. I was like, let's pay for it. My thing is, I'm not really going to complain. I am never going to come back though.
Yeah.
Because I ordered the same thing, because I am that way. I ordered the same thing but this is 2-time rule. You broke that rule. And then like the guy who helped us, he was like the bar manager. He was very nice. Like he was serving us. And so he was very nice. He's like, oh, what happened? Cause you could just see 2 full different ends of the spectrum patties on the table. Cause I'm not gonna hide it. I'm not making the situation weird. But also they have so many burgers on the menu. So I'm just like, dude, how are you doing burgers?
Yeah.
Anywho, he was like, what happened? And I told him what happened, that whole story. And then he's like, I'll take it off. And I was like, you don't have to do that. I didn't tell him, but I was like, I'm not going to come. I'm definitely not coming back here.
Right.
So yeah, so that happened. So we had brunch, and then we were like, it's playoffs, which is like so exciting because then there's football on Saturday. So then we just kept with that. We were like, yes, that's what we're doing today.
Nice.
Yeah. And then we got Taco Bell. So I feel terrible.
Got it.
Yeah. But I'm trying to be high energy.
You're doing good.
Thanks.
I wouldn't have known had you not said anything.
Yeah. Well,
Ronnie and I ended up going to this German restaurant in Alameda yesterday. And we went at like 4:00 in between lunch and dinner rush. It's just us in the fucking restaurant.
early bird special.
You'd think.
I thought.
So here I go. I'm about to sound like Tim Dillon. You'd think you could get your food at a pretty reasonable time if you're the only fucking people in the restaurant, right?
I would hope.
One would think. But we sit down, and I get it. We ordered a lot of food. We ordered a 1 pretzel, and we ordered 2 sausages. A little too much for them.
First of all, not a lot of food. I was like, I ordered so much more food yesterday. But
I'm
go
being
on.
Sarcastic.
Oh, just kidding. Small amounts. Go on.
Yeah, and I like that.
And we love it.
No, because it was gonna be like a middle of the road meal, because it's an expensive place. We're really just there to like try the food. And if she didn't like it, I didn't want to like get a whole bunch. Yeah, but literally got 1 pretzel with some like beer cheese, which was, again, very delicious. All the food was very good.
Yeah.
It just took a crazy amount of time to get it. Yeah. And I believe he only ordered 1 sausage with like ketchup, curry ketchup. Again, very good. But like, I think they gave us a second one because they realized it was taking forever. And like, we're kind of looking around like,
we're the only ones
are
in
you
here.
helping right now?
Yeah.
Mind you, the owner is also, it's a German restaurant. All Mexican cooks, which is hilarious because I have a bit about that. And I was like, even here they got them. And like a Vietnamese owner. And she is very Americanized, chatting up a storm to the bartender. Only white dude in the place. Only dude who might be German in this place.
Right.
And they're just chatting about like the weather and her family and the holidays. And again, I'm like looking at Ronnie. She's looking at me. We're looking at everyone else going like, who is...
Yeah.
Because 5 minutes, understandable. 10 minutes, okay. 15. What's the story here? Ends up being like 49 minutes to get this stuff. And I am sitting there trying so hard to not like explode, you know? And so, and this is of course the thing that I get so particular and weird about shit, and I know it drives Ronnie crazy, but I always end up being justified in my like anxiety.
Yeah.
So we had to pay for parking every time, right? And it's like 2 hours each time, $3 for 2 hours. Right before we get there, and we've already done this twice, you can't be in the same spot. It won't let you like repay. So you have to move spots every 2 hours, and she wants to do a couple different things down there. So we finally park right in front of the restaurant, and she only pays for an hour.
Yeah.
And I knew as soon as I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I just know this is not going to work out. And she's like, what's the big deal? I said, no, nothing. And then I'm like, no, I'm going to be that person. I said, I'm going to let you know right now. I really wish you'd paid for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And she was like, I could tell she's like, oh, fuck, here we go again.
Yeah.
Sure enough, like, so we got there at 4. It's like 4:45. We're finally able to like finish our food. I need to pay for this damn thing and move again. And so I let 450 roll around, and I'm like, fuck it, get up. Only dude in the fucking restaurant, dude. Walk up to the waiter. Can I pay for my food?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, no problem.
It's so nice of you.
Yeah. Standing there right next to him, and he's like taking his time. It's like 4:53, and I'm like, give it to me. Pay for it. And then, and this is what I think is always funny is like, I don't know that Ronnie's as aware of time as I am, because she's like, she starts to put on her lipstick, and then somehow this takes 3 minutes. And I'm like, now it's 57. And I'm like, you can do that in the car. And I hate to be that person, but I'm like, for an extra $1.50.
Yeah.
We could have had 2 hours, could have taken your sweet time and given them more time to make us wait.
Yeah.
But everyone had to suffer because we wanted to save $1.50.
Yeah. Well, did you get caught?
No.
Nice.
No, but we got in the car at 4:59, which
obviously
don't like. I'm not trying to Mission Impossible this shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's your thing. So do you have a 2-time rule? Are you going to go back?
I've been to that place multiple times and usually had good experiences, but a lot of it was pre-COVID, which I think under a different owner.
Oh, yeah. Different everything.
Yeah. I don't know. Again, the food was good. It's more... Now, again, if I was drinking...
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, whatever. Have 2 rounds before the food comes. Probably be perfect. But you're just sitting there like a, you know, like a member of the clergy, and this sucks.
Right.
Like, don't want to do that. Yeah. So I've just been sober too much this month.
Yeah.
I think that's the point I'm trying to make.
So you're not trying to go as long as possible. You're like, February 1st, I'm there.
There's a part of me that goes like, I should, because I know Max is doing that, and like...
Max is the opposite of doing that.
I thought he was super sober for a while.
Yeah, no, he broke that. He was super sober for a while, just like after, I guess, having an abscess in the back of your throat that you're not faking is like, then you're like, I just want to feel normal, but no.
So what you're telling me is Max is no longer doing this.
No. You think I'm the only one getting weird at brunch?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I thought he's just wrangling you in all the time.
No. He's like, he's encouraging it. He's like, you know, if we have another one, then you have to drive. And I'm like, that's crazy. Because
dumbass. I should have known that because he had a beer at dinner the other night.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even register that. I didn't even register this deception.
Yeah, no.
Son of a bitch.
And then we got to like day drink and watch football. It was the best day. Max is upset because I guess he was supposed to buy a cryptocurrency and he couldn't figure it out because we had been day drinking.
Oh, Hawk to a coin?
No.
Dude, rug pull.
I think you said Trump.
Lost my ass on it, this house.
Max is telling, I don't know anything about this, but my husband on the way over here was explaining to me there's a Donald Trump coin.
I did hear about that, a Donald Trump meme coin.
So he tried to like buy it yesterday, but
What
we
are
were
you
day
doing
drinking.
that for?
Well, so he said if he would have put like $500 to buy one or whatever, I guess today it's $1,000. So he's like, I was gonna stay in for $1,000. He would, and then so he was upset, but then he just, you know.
Yeah.
So it happens. Happens to the best of us.
That is funny. I did hear about that.
Mm-hmm.
I love some of the crazy stuff Trump's been saying. How he's gonna annex Canada or something. He's saying all sorts of crazy.
Buy Canada and buy Mexico.
We're gonna own them.
He just wants North America. He just wants America.
Here's what I don't like. That would make our flag look so weird.
Oh, that's obviously the problem with it.
That's my only problem with it. Actually, is like the 50 stars is nice.
Yeah,
it's balanced.
Right.
That's why we got to keep making territories. We can't give people statehood.
Mm-hmm.
It's an aesthetic thing.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. Your rights are being taken away.
Sure.
Not good. Not great.
For you guys, yeah.
But our flag, pretty nice.
Yeah.
There's nothing. Honestly, one of my favorite things is American flag bikinis.
Sure. Obviously.
And a woman, I just automatically.
Only to the Confederate flag bikini. But yeah.
I actually don't. I don't really like that one, to be honest with you.
Right. Yeah. No.
I don't. But I get what you're going for.
Yeah. Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But no, I think a woman automatically gets like 2 more points in my book if she's ever in like a American flag bikini. And if the stars were off,
You're counting the stars on every bikini.
you gotta make sure it's actually a real flag.
Obviously.
What?
Yeah.
What if it ends up being a Texas flag in disguise?
Betsy Ross did all this for what?
That's what I'm saying.
That's
At the end
not
of the day,
being
I'm
very
just
feminist of
I'm for
anybody.
the girls.
Obviously.
All the girls. Even the ones that drive me nuts, which most of them.
Yeah, me, your mom.
You barely drive me nuts.
Oh, but that's sweet.
Let's be
I
real.
make it. I get on there a little bit. That's nice.
I gotta really actually think about this. Do
Yeah.
you? No.
Damn.
No, the things that you do I think are funny is just your constant worrying about thinking I'm worrying about something that I didn't even notice.
Every time.
I think that part is just really funny to me. Where I'm like,
Every 13 days that go between us doing podcasts, I'm think Noah and Jared hate me. Every time I say that to Max, every single time I was like, I asked him at brunch, I was like, do you think that Noah and Jared hate me and they actually don't like doing the podcast with me? And then he's like, yes. And then I wait for him to eat a little bit and I'm like, you didn't really mean that. That's not what you thought. And he was just like, I don't know. so yeah, no, that 100% goes through my head all the time.
yeah.
I try not to be annoying. I mean, I'm trying to be vulnerable on the podcast. That's what I think the podcasts are for, is to be vulnerable in your authentic self. But yeah, I worry about that. But I don't tell you guys. I'm trying to be cool.
Yeah.
Working. It's working, I think.
Yeah, no, I think I know that there's a lot more anxiety going on than you're leading on, but I'm okay with you faking it the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm one of those guys
As
that
you
doesn't
should.
care when they fake it.
Obviously.
That's fine. I don't.
A red-blooded
What
American.
do I care? What do I care what's really
I'm
going
here.
on?
I'm getting the podcast done. I
I'm
don't
yeah.
give
That's
a
all.
shit. Whatever.
Follow that metaphor to the end of the earth. Dude. We're getting it done. I don't care what your internal world is like.
You're not actually happy? That's whatever. Fine.
That's a you thing.
Yeah.
It's a skill issue, as the kids would say online.
Can
That's funny.
I see your teeth?
My teeth?
Yeah. I'm so into teeth right now. You have really nice teeth. Do you have braces?
I did have braces.
When did you have braces?
I always say 12 when I'm younger. I don't know if that's right. Maybe it was 14, 15.
Wow. How long do you wear braces?
I had to wear them for 2 years.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. I have an inside retainer.
You have an inside. So you wear a retainer now.
It's glued to the back of my teeth. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I almost have basically on the inside of my mouth. I have braces that never go away. I have them between.
I'm not gonna ask you to see it right now, but I'm gonna.
I'll show you later. But yeah, it's
I'm
in
gonna ask
between.
later.
It's in between these two teeth because I have a Steph Curry like gap otherwise.
Ah.
And then it's really the bottom 6 in between my eye teeth. But this one's a little snaggled because it's fake. So when I was younger, I got like hit in the face with a metal rod, and most of my teeth shattered. And they used this like epoxy to like make fake teeth. And if you look at them really closely, you can tell because they're a little translucent where it's not real. Part of it's just the top of the tooth is not real. The bottom half is real.
Yeah.
The glue that's supposed to sit on the back of the retainer wouldn't stick to that tooth.
Oh.
And so all of them, it's like these all have little braces on them. And then this one doesn't. And because it was supposed to hold it in place, it pulled. They pulled in a way that this tooth went backwards. You can't tell when I smile because my front teeth go over my bottom teeth. But there's one of them that's a little out of place. And then here also this eye tooth is a little twisted because I have a gap right here. Yeah. Drives my mom nuts. Also, one of my eye teeth is broken.
Oh.
Yeah, so this one has doesn't have a sharp edge to it. Actually is missing it.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so I'm new to the dentist.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about this. I don't know if like on podcast or not on podcast, but I didn't go to the dentist at all as a kid.
I think you did mention that in the early episodes.
Okay. I'm going to do it again. Here I go. Yeah, no, but my brother went all the time. My brother has a lot of cavities.
Yeah, and you didn't have any cavities, which is why your dad said you don't have to go to the dentist.
My dad was like, you have the good teeth. You don't have to go.
Yep.
That was his whole thing. And I was like, for sure, for sure. So now I go, but I've only been like, since I'm like 27. So I've only been for like the last 5 years. So I've been like maybe around 10 times, because then there was also COVID and they were like, we're not taking anybody unless you do a negative COVID test. I was like, I went 27 years. Watch me go another couple of years is going to be just fine.
Yeah.
So anywho, I had my checkup, I had my cleaning, and I was feeling really guilty because the last 6 months ago, I was rude at my cleaning and I felt really bad about it. Obviously, I've had 6 months to dwell on that.
Yeah.
But so here's the problem. When I made the appointment, I make them for like first thing in the morning. When I made the appointment the last 6 months ago, I was a regular people. And then now I'm trying to be a comedian, which is like I'm out late and I'm sometimes drinking and like I'm not my best self in the morning.
Yeah.
So I was a big grouch 6 months ago when I went to the thing. And so it's like since I've been going, they've tried to push me to get Invisalign.
Okay.
Because I have like, I don't know the letters to my teeth, but I have one that's like pushed back kind of bad. And mine are super pointy. I have like the opposite of like you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm very pointy, which I don't dislike about me. And so anyway, so I was like, no, because like I have this dream of like one day I walk out to comedy and I get to pick music and I walk out to J. Cole's Crooked Smile. And I was like, that's what I want for me. Right. So anyway, they were like pushing Invisalign on me like really hard. And I was like being polite. And then I was like, you know what? I like my fucked up teeth, which is aggressive for 8 a.m. and for a dentist office. And honestly, I just been getting my free speech on a little too hard at all these open mics. And so I was like, I said, like, I'm sorry, like, that's not cool. I shouldn't be swear words at 8 a.m. That's not cool of me. I apologize, but I just don't want Invisalign. So anyway, I went back immediately. Same dentist. Also, the dentist is there very little bit of time that I go see the dentist.
Right, it's mostly the dental hygienist.
Yes. So that lady who was like doing my stuff and immediately jumped into like Invisalign. And I asked because like my mom has the same thing and she has a cap on her tooth. So I was like, oh, that sounds easy. So anyway, I've been like, okay, I think I want to change it just because like we do the podcast now. And then also like Max will like do my game tape for like at open mics. And so it's like sometimes if I'm far away, it doesn't look like I have a tooth there, which I don't think is very cool. And so I was like, maybe I'll do something about it. So I was asking about getting a cap and then everybody was telling me about why that's such a bad idea.
I don't even think I know what a cap is.
Well, it sounds similar to like your fake tooth where it's like they just put like a veneer on the front of it.
I see.
That's how I understand it.
Okay.
Yeah. But they were like, that's such a bad idea. And then all this stuff. And then I was like, okay, well, let's get Invisalign. So in like a week, I'm going to go back and get Invisalign. So now I'm going to do that. And then after we did that, and then I was like, well, would braces, because I don't care. It's just like what gets it done the quickest.
I had a friend who went through a braces phase as an adult.
Yeah.
Very funny person. Someone I wish would do stand up.
Yeah.
My friend Erin is so funny.
Is it a boy or a girl?
Erin's a woman.
Erin's a lady.
Yeah. She's a mom now.
Shout out to her.
Yeah. She just had a baby. Very, very funny person. But she went through like an adult braces phase.
Mm-hmm.
And she has like the personality to own it where you're just like, oh, that's fun because you're like 32 with the full like thing of braces.
I was going to be 32. I was like, well, I'm like, is braces faster? And they're like, no, braces takes longer. And I'm like,
Did Invisalign?
That's what she told me.
Oh.
And so I was like, okay, because she says just here. I said, well, can we just do the top? She's like, no, because your top and your bottom have to sit. Also, you know why I was cranky 6 months ago? That's because I found out I have an overbite. And I just think, I think if I make it 31 years in life and I don't know that, why are you telling me that?
It's probably just an aesthetic thing. It's just people want to have. I actually think it's a little weird when someone's teeth are super perfect.
Yeah.
And to be real, like Ronnie has damn near perfect teeth.
Mm-hmm.
She never had braces. She just has a really beautiful smile.
She had the good teeth.
And it just like everything worked out of the box. But like it looks nice on her, but it also is real, which is probably why it doesn't seem weird.
Yeah.
When you know somebody's like, or you can sense that somebody's had their like face rearranged to look right, I feel like sometimes it can look a little funky.
Yeah.
Which is like, your teeth look fine.
Which I just want to like pop this one out because it's starting to bother me in like certain like.
Well, and once you notice it, that's the problem.
Then I shattered the glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that. I know. That's why it's like the stuff I know about my teeth. I definitely went through a phase where I was like, oh my God, like I ruined like.
Yeah.
'Cause I did go through the braces thing and I was just lazy to wear my retainers.
Well, you know what's crazy? I signed up for the Invisalign. They're like, it's gonna take 9 months to a year, and your Invisalign, you have to wear it 23 hours a day. We're gonna put little buttons on your teeth. They put buttons on your teeth, and then they clip this thing in. They told me I should eat in them. That the only time I'm taking them out, I should sleep in them. I should eat in them. The only time I'm taking them out is to like clean my mouth. And then I literally paid for it, and then they tell me, P.S. you're gonna wear a retainer for the rest of your life. And I was like, what, dude? I thought this was you're gonna fix it and then that's it. And then they were like,
No, your teeth want to always move back to whatever was normal.
that's crazy.
Which is why mine, the fact that I have a retainer in there 24/7 now, is just why I don't have to do too much of it, and why most of it stayed the same. But had they not put those in, I would have to wear one every night. Otherwise, it would start to move, and my teeth would look really fucked up, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see if I hate it, but like I'm like committed to it. I have an appointment to go do it, and I was like, that'd be crazy if I was like, hey, psych, can I have my money back, please? But
Maybe
so,
not.
Yeah. So we'll find out.
Yeah.
That's what's going on with me. I'm gonna get Invisalign next week, I think.
Cool.
Oh, not next week, the week after. You know what I'm gonna do next week?
What?
Well, it's like pretty soon. But so Max and I's our anniversaries we have 2. So our original anniversary is the 22nd.
Okay.
That's just like from when we started dating, because that's when the day that we were at an IKEA and I told Max we were dating. And so
Nice.
we were getting, because he had just moved into this apartment. And
Did he go, that's crazy?
He was like,
We're dating. That's crazy.
in true Max fashion, he shut down. He was he's like, we're trying to get dishes right now. That's crazy for his apartment. And I was like, oh, just so you know, we're dating. And then he was like, and then later I was like, so is that cool? He's like, yeah. And then fine. Ever since. So then when we were talking about getting married, I'm not.
You're like, hey, we're married now. He goes, that's what that fucking party was about? That's what that was?
But you know what's funny? We don't like parties. I never wanted a wedding.
Right.
I was like, I was like,
yeah, that's girl stuff.
Well, and hey, that's great. And that's some boy stuff. Some boys like to plan a wedding too. And so, that's fine. But I think about, I don't like to be at a party. I don't like to throw up. Thinking about throwing a party was like, I was like, I'm going to throw up. I don't want to do that. I don't want to think about who do you
Throw
invite.
a party. I'm going to throw up.
I'm going to throw a party up. And then, I don't know. It was a terrible riff. But, anywho, we were like, I was like, I don't want to do that. Can we just go to the courthouse? And he was like, yeah. And then he was like, what's sick about the courthouse? Cause we got married like during COVID. He's like, you can only bring 8 people right now. I was like, sick. You get 4, I get 4.
Like MySpace.
Yeah.
Just your top 8.
So our top 8 came. So anyway, we wanted to get married. And then I was like, hey, why don't we just get married? Cause it's getting close to our anniversary. But the year we got married, our anniversary was on a Saturday. And then the courthouse, it was only Monday through Friday. So then I was like, let's just get married the day before, which is 1/21. So we technically have 2 anniversaries.
Nice.
Yeah. So there's a one, then it's like practice, and it's like, in case you mess up, you got one more day to make me not cry,
Cool.
And we do something. Anyway, so our anniversary is next week.
Congratulations.
Thanks. And we're going to go to a silent retreat.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
Max is going to crush it.
Yeah, he's going to be so good
He's
at
going to come
it.
in, the instructor's going to be like, who the fuck this guy think he is?
Well, it's like
You can't ask him a secret because he won't tell.
Exactly. Well, so it's like a spa, but it's a full silent facility.
Are you going to explode?
I don't think so. I'm actually kind of good at being quiet, I think now. Like, I can do it,
Inside thoughts for how long?
I know. Well, so that's the thing too, is like, so I got a massage. That's something we do on very special occasions, which was really nice because the last time we went is for my birthday, and we went to go do Kill Tony in LA, and he booked a spa, like a massage before. He's like, you can be a nervous wreck. I was like, for sure, I don't have time for this. And then we did it, and it was a good idea because I was like, okay, I'm like a manageable person to be around right now. But so anyway, so we're going to go and we're going to get a massage, and then they have these like all these different kind of pools. So they have like a Nordic pool for like a cold plunge kind of thing. And then they have like a hot pool. and then they have just like a regular pool, and then they have like a sauna, and then they have like a hike you can do. Anywho, we're gonna do that. But I was like, we're gonna do a silent retreat. That's super funny. So anyway, I think Max is gonna love it. But my Reiki lady told me about it. My Reiki plug. That's how you say that, right? Your plug is like your connection.
Yeah, usually for drugs.
No, that's not what she does. She's my Reiki lady. I always forget the name because I always call her my Reiki master, but that's not what you're supposed to say. That's just the level of Reiki that she can perform.
Got it.
I'll remember that word later.
Well, your Bills game is just started, so.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay, we have to go.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, sorry, podcast.
All right, guys. We'll be back in February, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When dry January is over.
Almost Valentine's Day.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's right. It'll be right in between. We want to make sure we see this Bills game, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. We love you.